A group of Cornish shooters get together to celebrate the arrival of new resident Jim Blacker and to have a look at his family's extraordinary gun collection. Here's a celebrity shot putting an 8-bore to his shoulder.
I mean, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind to go with it, but I think after about a dozen cartridges, I'll be on the floor.
The Blacker family is remarkable. Bill Blacker is one of the top gun makers in the country, working for lots of other gun makers. Tonight, people have brought along their guns for the Blackest to look at, and here's an interesting one.
So I've got an attic find here that was presented to me because it wasn't on anybody's certificate. Yeah. So I contacted Devon Cornwall Police, give them the details, and got it put on my certificate. So I got 12 bore with 2 different sets of barrels.
Right.
I've cleaned it up a little bit, and I was hoping you could just tell me a little bit more about it.
It could have been a paradox originally. Yeah. Looks like the paradox been taken out at the end.
So what's the paradox then?
Paradox was the last inch and a half of rifling.
Okay.
So they fired a solid bullet through the bore, and it twisted it towards the end, which give it that extra accuracy and power towards the end.
Okay.
So what we used to do was alter the centres of the breech end, of the nose end, so that we could get them on point of aim at a target.
Okay.
But because the loads weren't that pressurised, we could only get a certain distance to get accuracy.
Oh, I see.
So yes, that was the reason why. I would say that they went from that, obviously shooting game birds or partridge, pheasant, pigeon, whatever. Then they went to this, to shooting maybe wild boar or other types of
just
bigger game.
Rather than buy a second gun, have a second set of
They
barrels.
put it in it.
Yeah.
This barrel is, you can feel the weight from that to that is significantly stronger because of the round that went through it.
Yeah. So would I be able to shoot steel shot with these barrels then?
You will do. Not in the original state of it being paradox.
Okay.
Because the paradox, you couldn't drive, steel shot being not compressible like lead, it wouldn't squeeze its way through the rifling.
Okay.
So it couldn't drive its way through. But we would need to measure the bores that there was up to these sizes and dimensions that would release the shot, the steel shot through the bore without causing extra pressure on the face of the gun.
Most barrels you'll be able to shoot standard steel shot, so standard pressure, as long as it meets the requirements, so no more than half choke, the bore sizes are correct, the chambers aren't too tight. If your barrels don't meet requirement, we can sleeve or we can make new barrels, but as long as we believe that the action's strong enough,
we'll give it a chance.
We can give everything a chance.
And we strongly believe in English guns are strong enough and are powerful enough.
The big message of this evening is that if you think your gun won't shoot steel, the chances are it probably will. It might take a tweak or even a bit more than that by a good quality gunsmith, but, say the Blackers, don't cash it in until you find out.
If we see your gun rolling, we believe that it will pass steel shot and we don't need to do any work for it. You'll just pay for the proof, the carriage and bits and bobs, and we're happy to inspect any guns people will have for free to see if they're steel shot worthy.
And if they won't meet it?
Then there's other, it can be, they would need jointing where you tighten the barrels to action. You could need your barrel sleeving, which
chokes removing.
Yeah, chokes removing.
Okay.
Chambers lengthening. If they needed sleeving, you could be for an English gun. And our work is best quality, so you would be anywhere between £2,000 and £4,000.
Even falsing cones.
Yeah, in falsing cones. There's so much stuff we can do. There's so many adjustments we can make to English guns, or to all guns, that will get them through steel shot, make them up to spec, and we're very confident in the British gun making trade.
And we strongly believe, and it must go across to the British shooter or the world shooters, that our guns are the best in the world, and the old guns are adjustable to fit and to comply to the new rules, as long as a qualified gun maker, gunsmith that has got some credibility can adjust these guns and they will have a very, very fair chance of passing proof. A very rough sort of idea on it. I would say this was worth, with 2 pairs of barrels, probably around £2,000 to £3,000. Reason being is that these barrels are very rare. The Damascus is in good order. Wesley Richards being a very excellent old gun making firm of extreme quality, and the rarability being that one's paradox and one's normal shot, and you can't get this gun very often. It's a gun that's very rarely appears.
Yeah, very happy. Yeah, plus, thank you.
For more from the Blackers and for the gun-making label they own, George Daw, there's a link below.